Good afternoon and welcome to the public engagement meeting for the Chateau Road Reconstruction Project. This is a North Dakota Department of Transportation construction project being built in collaboration with Billings County, North Dakota. My name is Adam McGill with KLJ Engineering. KLJ Engineering is the engineering consultant hired by the North Dakota DOT to perform the project development services for Chateau Road. During this meeting, I will discuss what makes this project necessary, what is a Chateau Road project, what options did the project consider, what issues did the project have to solve, what is going to happen during construction, and what is the final roadway going to look like. As you are likely aware, the new Theodore Roosevelt Presidential Library is in the process of being constructed atop of the plateau adjacent to the Medora Musical and Pitchfork Steak Fondue venues. This image shows the master plan layout for the new facilities. The library is attempting to highlight and preserve the beauty of the Badlands for which Theodore Roosevelt, who the library is in honor of, loved so much. Theodore Roosevelt is quoted in saying, "It is also vandalism wantonly to destroy or permit the destruction of what is beautiful in nature, whether it be a cliff, a forest, or a species of mammal or bird." The goal of the Chateau Road Reconstruction Project will build off this philosophy by fitting it into the natural terrain and avoiding undisturbed land as much as possible. While preserving the natural environment, the design team is balancing the need for year-round access of the Presidential Library and the roadway changes that this necessitates. The project also intends to provide complete streets access for all users from Pacific Avenue to the Theodore Roosevelt Presidential Library, along with the existing musical and fondue venues. We also want to reduce the steep roadway grade for a safer winter access and provide emergency vehicle access that would not be hindered by the high volumes of visitor traffic backed up along the roadway. This roadway project intends to replace the roadway from its intersection with Pacific Avenue all the way up to the entrance of the Medora Musical parking lot. However, the North Dakota DOT is currently having conversations with the Presidential Library about extending the roadway all the way through the current parking lot. I'd like to clarify that although the road is being constructed by NDDOT, they will not be the final owner of Chateau Road. Ownership is intended to be transferred to Billings County, and maintenance responsibilities will likely be given to the Presidential Library. North Dakota DOT's roadway ownership will end at Pacific Avenue. I'd like to move on now to discuss the alternatives that the design team considered for this corridor. These lines represent alternatives presented to DOT by the Presidential Library Foundation for consideration. We reviewed these alternatives against the project goals of preserving the natural environment. Discussions with the Presidential Library team revealed that the new facilities intend to highlight both south and northeast view sheds, which are largely comprised of undisturbed land. We also noted that the musical and fondue venues capitalize off the undeveloped, wild western frontier viewscape looking south. As noted in these images, an access road south of the musical would put vehicular traffic in view of the audience sitting in the amphitheater. This led us to determine that an access route piercing through these valuable natural panoramas would be fatal to the atmosphere of both venues, which resulted in our determination that access routes disturbing these view sheds should be eliminated from further consideration. This left us with a roadway corridor that would need to closely follow the original Chateau Road alignment. However, this route has challenges the design team needed to solve. As you can see here, the roadway ascends 231 feet, most of which is accomplished in the middle 1/4 of the alignment. This resulted in roadway grades as shown here, from less than 8% in green to 8 to 12% in yellow, and greater than 12%, actually up to 14.5% shown in red. To flatten these profile grades within the areas shown in red or yellow, additional roadway length was required. However, full two-way access is required throughout construction to not hinder the construction of the library or the musical and fondue venues while they're active. To address these challenges, the design team reviewed several smaller alignment modifications, each of which had their own positive and negative attributes. Some of these alignments still impacted the terrain more than the team desired, and others did not provide enough benefit to meet the design parameters of the project. The final layout solidified on the alignment shown here. This reduces the difficult 14.5% grades to a manageable maximum grade of 9.5%, while fitting into the natural terrain. The next challenge the design team has been facing was how to build the project while maintaining two-way traffic at all times. To do this, we decided to shift the new roadway away from the existing roadway enough to construct 2 traffic lanes without disturbing the existing roadway. However, requirements from the BNSF Railroad have necessitated the use of one lane of traffic for a short distance with flaggers. Once the first phase of construction is completed, vehicles will be moved to the new roadway surface, and the other half of the roadway will be constructed as much as possible. Subsequent construction phases will then shift accesses as needed while filling in the remaining gaps in the roadway, until the new roadway is fully in service. Similar to Chateau Road near Pacific Avenue, traffic will be maintained on the existing road near the parking lot, while a temporary access is built at the top end of the project. Once traffic can be moved to the temporary roadway, construction of the first phase of the new roadway can begin. Vehicles will again be shifted to the new roadway surface, allowing the remaining roadway phases to be constructed, until the new roadway is fully in service. The new roadway will be comprised of 2 driving lanes with a center auxiliary lane for vehicle overtracking and emergency vehicle access. A 10-foot shared use path will be constructed adjacent to the roadway with an 8-foot separation from the driving lane. The shared use path will start on the southeast side of Chateau Road and continue past the Chateau de Mours Visitor Center, where it will cross the roadway and then continue the rest of the way on the north side of Chateau Road to another crossing location just before the parking lot. The pathway intends to use FHWA proven safety countermeasures to improve safety of these crossings. These measures include high visibility crosswalk markings and signage, along with dedicated lighting. In addition to these safety measures, this project intends to implement raised crosswalks to provide a physical measure that can be felt by vehicles, resulting in a permanent anticipation and awareness of the crossing, regardless of whether a pedestrian is present. The new roadway will impact multiple utilities along the corridor due to the roadway grade changes. We are in the process of working with these utility companies to have these facilities relocated. We have also estimated that the project will cost an estimated $14.7 million to construct with asphalt, or $16.5 million if constructed with concrete. Please note that these costs do not include the possible extension through the Medora Musical parking lot. The project is moving forward to complete the environmental permitting process by January 3rd of 2025, which will set the project up to have a plan set ready to be bid on March 3rd of 2025 and have a bid opening of May 9th. We anticipate that the execution of the contract and mobilization of the contractor will result in construction starting in early July of 2025 and construction being completed prior to the Presidential Library grand opening on July 4th of 2026. I also would like to encourage you to complete the Title VI survey included in the meeting links to help us stay compliant with federal regulations. And lastly, I thank you for learning more about the Chateau Road Reconstruction Project.